So let me get this straight. Noel Mikaelian has avoided Ryan 3 times and continues to hold the division up. He want to act like he don't know the fight was postponed again, possibly canceled. You're a coward, bro. Hey, give me my money from sponsor. Hey, listen, when I battered this man, his coach was telling him, hey, use your legs. He can't. And that's why he knows he don't want to fight pressure fighters. He don't want to fight Ryan. He don't want to fight anybody who can punch. He wanted to beat up a Makabu who had already lost the fight before it started. This guy is a coward. Mauricio, he is clearly holding the belt. He clearly doesn't want to do this. He's a Miami living soft touch guy. Put this guy back on the beach. I don't think this guy ever intended on fighting Ryan. I brutalized that boy for 6 rounds. I swear to God, I could not miss. I hit that boy with everything, and when I cut him, his coach was like, eh. He probably thought it was a good thing. That was the thing. He thought it was a good thing. That boy went out of the gym damn near in tears. This boy is a coward, and I'm telling it because he didn't even want to pay me for that. And then you doing the same thing with Ryan. You are a trash boy. You still got that. You probably still got that cut on your face. That's why you probably bitching up about the fight. It's crazy. Like your manager, your brother, begging me because I'm gonna screenshot it. Begging me, oh, don't say nothing about the cut, this and that. No, this guy is a coward. He's bad for boxing. He's bad for boxing. I understood, the cut, why you might want to postpone the fight. But you doing this again. After you had this man in the gym and you got me sitting here waiting because I had to break your neck. Bro, this is... Get out of boxing, old man. Because you're going to get hurt.
James Turner for the untouchable True School Sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so we sit here again. I feel like this fight right here, it really and truthfully was one of the fights I was most excited for this month. But once again, it happened one time, it's happening again. Noel Mikaelian has once again pulled out of the Ryan Rozicki WBC world title fight. For those that know, and for those that don't know, Noel Mikaelian beat Makabu for the title earlier in the year. And he was supposed to fight Ryan Rozicki back in June on the Adrian Broner Blair Cobb's undercard. He pulled out back then. So a couple months go by, and here we are again, and he's pulled out the fight once more, thus holding up the cruiserweight division even more, and really screwing Ryan Rozicki out of his chance to fight for the world title. Ryan Rozicki is a fighter that honestly is must-see TV. He's a guy that I think is one of the most exciting fighters, not just in the cruiserweight division, but in terms of pure entertainment. He's one of the most entertaining fighters in boxing, and I was looking very forward to seeing what he would do in this world title fight. And funny enough, one of the last things that I had a chance to do before I left South Florida and moved to Las Vegas was go to the press conference for Adrian Broner Blair Cobbs, which had these guys there. And I remember Noel Mikaelian being very smug, being very cocky, being very arrogant, pretty much calling Ryan Rozicki a bum in a warm-up fight, a tune-up fight. And my thing is this: if he was really a bum, and if he was really a tune-up fight, and if he was really all those things, why have you pulled out of the world title fight 2 times in 3 months? I've never really paid much mind to Noel Mikaelian, because to me he was just, most of the time, he was the guy that had a good fight with Marius Briedis years ago, and that was about it. He wasn't really any otherworldly talent to me. He got Makabu towards the end of his career when Makabu was past it, and it benefited him very greatly. But I think the Ryan Rozicki fight would have been very, very difficult for him, because Ryan Rozicki would have been coming for his throat, for his jugular. And he means business, you know. Is Ryan Rozicki Floyd Mayweather? No, but he doesn't try to be Floyd Mayweather. He actually tries to be more like Jack Dempsey. And one thing about Jack Dempsey, because I've been reading his book a little bit recently, one thing about Jack Dempsey is Jack Dempsey, he's not with all that soft stuff in terms of throwing light punches in boxing. Jack Dempsey is very much about throwing big-time power punches and really bringing the fight to your opponent. That was the Jack Dempsey philosophy. That's what Ryan Rozicki practices. If you watch Ryan Rozicki fight, that much is apparent, right? So I feel like the WBC has a big decision to make here, because Rozicki has been screwed. Pretty much, he's had his whole year ruined because of Noel Mikaelian, and has had a bunch of momentum in his career thwarted because of Noel Mikaelian. And not just that, it's also simultaneously holding up the rest of the division. Brandon Glenn, who you guys saw in the beginning of this video, you know, Brandon Glenn, one of the top cruiserweight contenders. Brandon Glenn, he's actually the number 5 contender, and this is a guy that's been building his way back up towards a title shot. And Brandon Glanton has to get put on hold on. Not just Brandon Glanton, but even the guys in front of him. The guys like, you know, Yamil Peralta, Michael Cheslak, you know, Marius Breedis. You know, if he continues to box, these are the guys that are in front of him. They can't progress either because Noel Mikaelian is holding up the division. So I think that the WBC has to do the right thing. They got to strip Noel Mikaelian of the belt because he's pulled out of 2 title fights in a calendar year. And I would like to see Ryan Rozicki, who's the number 1 contender, do a rematch with Yamil Peralta, the number 2 contender. And funny enough, those two fought some years ago. A lot of people thought Yamil Peralta beat Ryan Rozicki. It was a controversial fight that people thought Ryan Rozicki, that many people thought Ryan Rozicki lost. So what better way to give Peralta an opportunity and Rozicki an opportunity by a much anticipated rematch in a title fight? I think that'd be fair. As far as Mikaelian, like, look, he has he's acting like, I'm not saying the injuries weren't legitimate. My thing is, okay, whether the injuries are legitimate or not legitimate, you have pulled out of 2 world title fights in the span of 3 months, and it is holding up the division. And I don't think it'd be fair for Ryan Rozicki to sign up for that fight again a 3rd time when he's already had to, you know, probably waste money on training camp expenses and invaluable time and energy that it takes to be in a training camp. I don't think a lot of people understand, like, what it really takes to be in a training camp. And truth be told, up until about, you know, this Venado Lopez fight, I had an idea of what a training camp was like, but to actually be in a training camp with Angelo Leo and really see the inner workings of every last part of training camp, it's very mentally draining. And to go through a training camp and have it, you know, not result in the fight happening not once but twice, it's very damning. It's very demeaning to a fighter's psyche. And I think the WBC has to recognize these things. They need to respect the fact that Ryan Rozicki was a professional. They need to respect that Ryan Rozicki was prepared to fight Noel Mikaelian. It was a champion. It was Noel Mikaelian who got injured. It was Noel Mikaelian who pulled out. And mind you, training camps are tough when they're done right. They're tough. They're arduous. And you're going to have some bumps and bruises. So it's not like, you know, no fighter gets to a training camp at 100%. That's a myth. Because you can't. You have to get ready for war. And to get ready for war, it's going to require, you know, some battle scars. And so I'm not in this body. I don't know, but like I know plenty of fighters that I fought with a lot more than what Noel Mikaelian is dealing with. So my thing is this, man. I'm not trying to disrespect him. He's a fighter. He's a top level, world level fighter. I respect him. But I also respect the rankings, and I also respect the other guys in the division that are working hard to get their shot at glory. And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it when it happens at the welterweight division. I'm not a fan of what happens in the lightweight division. I'm not a fan of what happens in the heavyweight division. So I'm going to stay consistent. I don't like weight classes being held up for any reason. And this is no different. So, yeah, I want to see Ryan Rozicki versus Yamil Peralta in the rematch, the number 1, number 2 contender. Noel Mikaelian, you could maybe make him the champion emeritus, the champion of recess until he gets his shit right. That's what it is. And, you know, shout out to Brandon Glenn for shedding light on this matter. You know, he was in camp with Mikaelian. You know, I've met Brandon Glenn on one occasion, and it's funny that the day I met him was when he was part of Lawrence Okolie's training camp in Florida, and I saw him spar Lawrence Okolie, and I saw him spar a couple other guys. And, you know, Brandon Glenn, he's no stranger to sparring these guys that are champions. So, you know, he's one of the real warriors of the division, and I would like to see him continue to build his career and work his way to a title shot. But he can't work his way to a title shot if the division gets held up. So it's just general principle that I live by in boxing. I got principles that I live by in boxing. And one of one of the things that I live by on GP, on general principle in boxing, is I do not tolerate weight classes being held up. If a weight class is being held up, I will call it out, and I will be very, very critical of it. So that's the news. The WBC has not made a ruling on what will happen next, so I'll be following and monitoring this matter real closely here on True School Sports. So expect a follow-up video in the next week or two whenever they do announce something. But right now, Noel Mikaelian has pulled out again. Ryan Rozicki is not going to get a title shot, and his whole 2024 is just, for lack of a better term, is just gone to utter shit because of Noel Mikaelian pulling out a fight. So leave your comments down below. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think Ryan Rozicki should fight next? Do you think that the WBC should strip Noel Mikaelian, or am I being harsh? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canterfield, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.